What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. The link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I'll put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled He Didn't Abandon the Family. So I was listening to a part of Hang Out with BGS, and there's a young lady talking about. There was questioning this lady about the black community and the why black women don't want to deal with black men, this, that, and the third. You know, the gender war type of thing. And they brought up the black family, and this narrative that these guys abandon the family has a lot of flaws in it. But I'm gonna start right here. He can't leave. He can't abandon the family if you never wanted to be a family. Cause see, the young lady was talking about it. You know, a lot of these women don't want to be wives. So you can't abandon the family if she doesn't want to be a wife in the family. You get what I'm saying? So this idea that these households have been abandoned is ridiculous. Because when you ask, if you talk to the women in general, a lot of women said they've met men who wanted to marry them. They've been proposed to. The ones that are single and not married. So, and they say, you know, some of the guys weren't worth marrying, and some of the guys were, and they just didn't want to do it. He's not the guy. He's just not for me. So ultimately, if you want to be single, you're going to be a single mother. That's the choice that you make. If you choose to be if you choose not to be a wife, you're choosing to be a single mother. So he can't abandon the family. Sorry. Now, the other problem I have with this conversation is this. If you wanted men to stay with the family when you're a single mother, you're not raising the sons to be husbands, and you're not raising the daughters to be wives. So it says it's you that's abandoning the family because you're teaching your children to abandon family. Go to school, get an education so you don't have to depend on no man. That's cutting these eligible future husbands off at the knees because this is what you're raising the girls to do. Now, on top of that, we have this scenario where you're not teaching the boys to be productive, so they're figuring this out on their own, and you want them to quote unquote, you know, and hope they're the type of guys who will save women, like as in a gesture to saving mama. But the flaw that is, you didn't raise the daughters to appreciate that. See, if you want to raise your son to simp, that's cool. But you know you're not raising the daughters to appreciate a guy that's simping. He's just there to be used. Thus, you know, I don't know, there is no family. And the other thing, he abandoned the family. Going back to the first part I was talking about not wanting to be wives. A lot of women say they want to be mothers. When you listen, they want to be mothers, but they don't want to be parents. I.e., they don't want a father really involved. So you want to have a baby by a guy, but you don't necessarily want that guy to be involved, but then turn right around and say he abandoned the family. He left. Unfortunately, the stronger independent stereotype is not a stereotype of the guy being incompetent. I know it says it looks like that, but it's not. Because this is a fictitious guy. You see seeds of competent black men, but you were independent so you don't have to depend on a man. even the men that were dependable. So it's not that the men are incompetent. It's that you use the incompetent men as cover to ignore the competent ones. So he can't never break up the family because you never lived with him. You never wanted to live with him. And, you know, we got two types of ladies out here who are procreating. Well, I'll take that back. It's more than two, but I'm going to keep it short. You got the women who are doing it by physical features because they want to, you know, they're attracted to certain physical features and they'll make a baby, hopefully with those features. And then he got money. I want to have a baby and he got money. See, both of those have nothing to do with parenting. Training a child up the way you want him to go, it don't have nothing to do with that. But if these are your intentions, these are, I'm going to say like all, but this is the majority of women's intentions going into it. They were intending to be single mothers. They were intending to have a baby on their terms and act like this is a problem, you know? And, you know, and you talk about baby mama, baby daddy drama, and what's said on both sides? The good fathers get put through the ringer while the bad ones get let go. And the good mothers get put through the ringers while the bad ones get let go. That's interesting. Because they're saying the two people don't coexist. But they do. But the problem with that is this. Those good people had no idea of the intentions of those bad people. You got food. Everybody plays the fool sometimes, but you just stuck with a kid in the middle. Thus, the abandoning the family thing. So, if he abandoned the family, if he comes back, or if he not even if he comes back, I'm gonna do that one next. If he says, "I want to be a family, come here," are you gonna come? No. If he says, "I want to be a family, I'm coming back," are you gonna take him back? No. So, because when he's not, and a reason I say that is because when this family, it's not really about the kids. Abandoning the family means he left me. Because when he's in the kids' lives, there's a problem that he's in the kids' lives. Why are you in the kids' life but you're not in my life? I'm going to give you problems because you're not in my life. And since you're not in my life, you abandon the family because until you get in my life, oh my God, I'm going to create a problem. Know how I know this? When these kids become adults, don't you notice how a lot of these parents, how's your daddy doing? What's he doing? Why are you so concerned about daddy? He abandoned the family. Remember? See, some people are not young enough to get to that phase yet, but that phase happens too much. Then the stories start coming out about the ways that they created division in the family. But he abandoned the family. And it's like, wait a minute. This is why you see all the people in their mid to late 20s and in their 30s having this certain disdain for family. It's not because fathers abandoned the family. It's because of the games that was played to say that fathers abandoned the family. And before I go, I'm going to add this part of it too. When you say, these kids don't have it together because a father wasn't in their life, you're not saying that the mother made it created games for the father not to be there when they want it. But at the same time, you keep saying these mothers are incompetent. So when you're saying, if the father was there, everything will be right, you're saying because the mother is there, everything is wrong. And she wants this guy to come back and make everything right. But here's the problem. I thought that you didn't need no man. So I thought, you got a good job, you got an education, so you didn't have to depend on no man. So what happened? I thought you was in that position. But you're not no more? Interesting. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.